Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Beekeeper Tarot. My name is Alan, as you probably are aware. Hi. Hello from Sydney. Yeah, so I posted a video for about 30 seconds of a cockatoo this afternoon. So I was basically out with work and I was taking one of the participants who wanted some KFC, and this cockatoo came in to steal some food. So yeah, anyway, but they're they can be really destructive. It's probably about that big, and with these big beaks and big claws. And but there's a beautiful one in Western Australia, so a bit of Australian geography for you. So Sydney is on the east side of Australia. So if you go to the west, you come to Western Australia, which is this huge state. And there's a black cockatoo that lives in Western Australia, and they're just beautiful. They're black, but under the tail they've got this red, and they're just really, really beautiful birds. So I had to be fairly quick this afternoon with the video because basically the participant I was with was basically saying to me, I need to go now, I want to go. And so they've got mental health issues, so I'm looking after them, and it's what I'm doing for a job right now. So yeah. And before I continue, I wanted to say as well, and I meant to say this at the beginning, thank you so much for the likes and subscriptions and all your kind comments. Really appreciate it, guys. And I am always very mindful of that. I always will remind you that I'm mindful of that. I'm like a broken record, you know. You're like, when will he ever shut up? Me, shut up. No, but I do appreciate it, folks, and your comments mean a lot to me, and your loyalty and your love means a lot to me. So I'm very mindful of that. So anyway, I want to talk about a few things today, but I'm not going to do any readings. So very quickly, here's my basil plants. Look at that, all those roots there. Like, oops. And here's another one. These guys are going great guns. I fertilized them about a week ago, and they're all kind of similar to this in size. So I'm going to have to trim the flower. I'll trim them down a bit, make them more bushier. And yeah, so I will do that. And yeah, so I can start selling them soon or giving them away to people. But anyway, yeah, so very quickly before I go into the something I really want to talk about. So yeah, so basically, when I did my last reading, I sort of was saying, oh, the editing files might be coming out, or stuff might be coming out on social media. And then clearly the oversight, clearly our oversight committee has been watching Beekeeper Tarot. So thank you for watching, and thank you for releasing all those files. And yeah, quite damning. And obviously the Yeti Entertainment only YouTube, better say that the Yeti is squirming and squirming and doing an array of stuff, which I won't talk about tonight because it's a special day today, but I will talk about it sometime soon. Yeah, so he's squirming and going into his usual, um, when you don't have any defense, what you do is you attack, right? And that's what he does. He just attacks because there's no defense to his appalling, sick behavior and his minions. So anyway, but I'll get onto that later. But what I want to talk about tonight, and like I said, this is going to be no tarot. It's Frida's birthday. Oh, Frida, she's 80 years old. God bless you, Frida. So Frida is one of the members of ABBA. She's my favorite member of ABBA. I've got all her music, all her solo stuff, all her post-ABBA stuff, all her before ABBA stuff. Love her voice. And anyway, so I'm just going to bore the crap out of you now for the next 5 minutes. So she's 80 today. So she's a Scorpio like me, born on the 15th of November. So happy birthday, Frida. Love you. And what an amazing career she's had. So basically, I'm just going to walk you through it. So this was one of her first albums that she did. This is a compilation album. This is all in Swedish, på svenska, som they say, all in Swedish. And yeah, covers here. And this is like, so she started recording in 1967. She won a like a TV show contest, like a New Faces contest in Sweden, and then she appeared on TV. And the song that she sung was a song called "En ledig dag," which means a nice day, and it's basically a song about going down to the beach and the sun and rah rah rah. So yeah, Yeah, Divine Lady Dog. It's just a jazz sort of music, really nice. And then she did this album called Frida Ensam. So Ensam in Swedish means alone. And this was where the original version of Fernando came from. So I love her version. This is På svenska in Swedish as well. It's really beautiful in Swedish. And yeah, really, really, really nice in Swedish. So she did this in 1975. And then ABBA did the version of Fernando after they heard her version of Fernando. But it was obviously written by Benny and Bjorn, wrote the song. And Stig, their manager, I think he wrote the lyrics to this. Yes, I'm looking at the credits on the back. Yeah, he wrote the lyrics to this. So yeah, and Benny and Bjorn produced it, and great album. And then she did ABBA for a while, and then in 1982, and she did a few things in the meantime. She did this. So this is an album called Something's Going On, which was produced and by Phil Collins, and he was drumming on it. So you know the song, I know there's something going on. Like I can't sing, but that was from this album here. And really good album. And her first step outside of the group in 1982, because ABBA split up in 1982, only to get together in 2021, but as you do, nothing like a 40-year hiatus, love. Then in 1984, she did this album called Shine, which is brilliant. God, this is a great album. It's very synth orientated, but it really brings out her voice, like this voice. This this album really vocally challenges her, and God, her voice is magnificent on this. So she was about 40 when she did this, um, which is getting ready to go. But this is a very, very good album. And then in 1996, she did this. So this album is called Djupa on the Tag. So it means deep breath. So we've gone back to Swedish. So yes, I speak a little Swedish. Jag pratar en liten svenska. Anyway, just so you know. Um, but this is a really excellent album. And what I might do, and you don't have to watch it, I'm going to include one of the film clips to this album. The song is called Even and Bloma, which means also a flower. And the song is basically about um, okay, so she was actually born in a place called Bergen in North Norway, which is near Narvik. So basically, the Nazis occupied Narvik during the Second World War, and her mother she became pregnant to a German soldier. So then they were quite ostracized, and Frida's mum died, I think, when Frida was like, I think Frida's mum died when she was like 21 or 22 or something like that. So Frida was basically brought up by her grandmother, and then they moved to Sweden um, to get away from all the persecution from having a Nazi father. And yeah, so this song is about the grandmother that brought her up. And if you see the film clip, it's basically you'll see parts of it where the grandmother is like, peeling the apple and everything else. But basically, the song is about comparing her grandmother to a flower that just grows and grows and grows and ends up in heaven. And it's when I first saw this song, when I first saw the video to this, I was like, oh my God, quite emotional. But she did this album when she was 50. And since then, she hasn't, the only album that she's done is with ABBA, which was Voyage in 2021. And she sings a couple of great songs on that. But one of my favorite songs from Voyage is a song called Bumblebee. And that was actually before I thought I was going to become a beekeeper. But anyway, that was a few years before it. Um, but anyway, but I will include, if I can find it, the film clip to Evan and Blomma. You don't have to watch it because it's all in Swedish. I get that. I'm just gushing. I'm not going to do any readings today because it's kind of bad manners to do readings about Mark on Frida's birthday when she's 80. Do you know what I mean? It's bad manners. Anyway, I'll leave that there. I'll be back soon with some more tarot. There's plenty to read about. I promise you I'll be back very soon. Hopefully, the next couple of days, I'll be back. I hope you guys are well. Just hang in there, guys. Stay together. and just stay part of the collective. Um, Love you to bits. Thank you so much for watching this. I know it's not a usual video, but you know what? I'm not a usual kind of person. You know that by now. But I hope you're well and hang in there, okay? Hang in there. Um, I think the pendulum is starting to change. Things are starting to shift. We're not out of the shit yet, by no means. Entertainment only YouTube. There's a lot of shit going on. I know that. You know that. But this Epstein stuff is not going away. And that's good. And bring it on. Bring it on. But we'll talk about that a bit more at some later stage. But anyway, so thank you once again, guys, for watching. I'm going to leave that there. We'll talk soon or whatever, or I'll talk soon and you'll just go, oh my God, he's talking again. Anyway, folks, love you very much. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. And thank you for listening to me ramble on about Frida. But, she's my favorite member of ABBA. And she's 80 and she's a Scorpio like me. And so it's kind of like, it's a special day for me. So I'm not going to be reading about any markets. It's a bit disrespectful in a way. All right. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you soon. Okay, bye for now. Bye. And he's gone.